How's it going, guys? I'm gonna do the usual checks to make sure that the live stream is up and running. Hey, look at that. Looks like everything's working out just fine. Alright, guys. As you saw the title, today I've got the mint chocolate cupcakes from Hostess, another limited edition. I've been doing these live streams pretty frequently just to help out anybody who happens to, maybe they're suffering a little bit from not being able to go out and socialize with friends quite as much. So hopefully this is a chance that we can hang out. We can get a little bit of that, like, socializing, scratch that socializing itch a little bit. So far, they've been really, like, off the cuff, like fly by the seat of your pants, and I think that's going to be no different today. As usual, I've got another box of limited edition Hostess Cupcakes. Today, I've got my nemesis, the mint chocolate. If anybody who's seen some of my videos in the past, they might know that I don't really think too highly of mint-flavored things. So we're going to see if these guys have changed up the recipe or if it's just going to be more of the same, kind of like a weird minty flavor. Otherwise, anybody who happens to want to pop in, if you want to chat, check out, if you want to discuss anything at all, just let me know, drop it in the chat. I'm always happy to field some questions, talk with you guys. Otherwise, I'm just going to ramble and eat some mint chocolate cupcakes. So crack these things open. Always my favorite part of opening up a new box of Hostess pastries. This is that little bit right there. All right, let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. I wish I had a better camera setup so you guys could actually like see the stuff that I'm eating, but so it goes. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I mean, chocolate and bread doesn't really go together super well in my opinion, because it tends to just be a little bit dry, and also mint flavored things, like I've said in the past, not super fond of it. A lot of times it ends up just tasting a little bit like toothpaste or mouthwash, but we'll see. We'll see if these things are any better. I'm keeping an open mind, guys. Doing this for you. I know, it's such a sacrifice. All right. Got that nice, smells exactly like a cheap Andes mint on top. That kind of dense, dry feeling bread. A nice unnatural green cream filling at the inside. All right, I'm really, really looking forward to this, guys. Bottoms up. Well, it's not quite as like artificially flavored as I thought it would be, but strangely enough, I'm getting like no chocolate out of this. It's just kind of sweet with a little bit of a hint of mint. It's so strange. Like, it's all brown, so I know there should be chocolate, but really almost no chocolate out of that. After just one, though, I'm already getting kind of thirsty. That feels a little bit better. We'll see if I can get through all 8 of these. This might be my slowest yet to get through all 8 of these cupcakes. We have significantly less sugar in these than we had yesterday, though. I remember yesterday, I think it had, 34 grams of sugar per cupcake? which was just insane. Oh my goodness, I don't know how they were able to pack that much sugar into these little packages. But today, these are just only 19 grams per cupcake. So not quite as bad. Hey, AJAT800. Good to see you back. Thanks for joining the chat. Always fun to hang out with you guys. As usual, got this giant list that I'd like to get through, see what all is inside of this. Of course, start off with the #1 ingredient in all of Hostess products is sugar. Always got to start with that sugar. Followed by water, enriched flour, which is bleached wheat flour, malted barley flour, nice and ferrous sulfate or reduced iron, thiamine mononitrate, riboflavin, folic acid. And then we got that famous tallow and the high fructose corn syrup, along with corn syrup, some soybean oil, some palm oil, some cocoa. Man, that cocoa is kind of far down the list. It's like almost kind of like an afterthought. Anyway, 2% or less of glycerin, cornstarch, whey, modified cornstarch, baking soda, cocoa processed with alkali, salt, hydrogenated tallow, inulin, mono and diglycerides, eggs, calcium carbonate, sorbic acid, potassium sorbate to retain freshness, calcium sulfate, enzymes, egg whites, natural and artificial flavors, dextrose, sodium acid pyrophosphate, cottonseed oil, sodium stearoyl lactylate. I've never heard of that. Sodium stearoyl lactylate. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. We'll see. What else do we have? Where was that? Lactylate, agar, xanthan gum, titanium dioxide, coloring, polysorbate 60, cellulose gum, soy lecithin, locust bean gum, monocalcium phosphate, sunflower oil, disodium phosphate, yellow 5, green 3, and defatted soy flour. So I don't... scanning through it again, yeah, I don't see anything about peppermint or spearmint or anything along those lines. So I guess it is just all artificially flavored, but, you know, that's kind of what you get with these. Always fun to see what's inside of these cupcakes. Every single one just, like, every single one of these just kind of sounds a little bit more and more like a science experiment as you go on. Oh, man. So I wanted to check in with you guys, see how everybody's doing with the COVID-19. I hope everybody's staying healthy out there. I hope nobody's been affected directly by it. I know that there are a lot of Americans seem to be spreading, seems to be increasing in its acceleration of how fast it's spreading. So it sounds like it was a good idea to make sure everybody's staying home through the entirety of April. Now, luckily, I bought all of these like a week or two ago. Oh, longer than that, a couple of weeks ago, before all of this stuff started going down. So, these might be my last Hostess Cupcakes for a while until the next time I go out and stock up. It is incredible how much those things leave me parched. I mean, I've done a lot of baking in the past, and I know that anytime you add cocoa powder to a recipe, you really have to increase the liquid content of it, because cocoa, like, it really soaks up the liquid a lot. It leaves whatever you're making really dry. So it's really tough to add cocoa and add chocolate to a recipe and still get all of the balance of the different components correct, so that it all balances out right and doesn't end up, you know, kind of soupy, and also doesn't end up super dry and dense. And I think that Hostess might need to work a little bit on that. Their chocolate cupcakes and chocolate bread items could use a little bit of help. All right, guys, number 3. I am glad that there's less sugar in this than the cupcakes that I had yesterday. Those were just so super sweet. And I got to admit, after the live stream, I had an epic sugar crash. Oh my goodness. I was down for like 2 or 3 hours afterwards. Just barely got up in time to log on and get into class. Which, yeah, first online class of the quarter. And the university has already said all classes are going to be online, which is strange. I don't know how it's going to work out, but we're going to see how it works out. I mentioned that yesterday. I'm a little bit dubious of it. I think the professor that I have this quarter seems to be a little bit more savvy when it comes to using some of the tools like Zoom for doing things online. But I hope that he's adjusted his expectations since we don't have access to the school labs. Because we're going to be like buying everything online for this entire course. It's going to be a very strange quarter. And I just realized I haven't mentioned a rating for these things yet. Yeah, these things are worse than the normal Hostess Cupcakes, I gotta say. Not terribly good. They don't have quite that, like, quite as chemical forward taste. But I think that's because they don't have much taste or flavor at all. Like, they're just kind of a little bit sweet. Like a 4 out of 10, maybe? 4? Yeah, 4 out of 10. These are not good. It is April 1st, so maybe it is April Fool's Day, and they just gave me a bad batch. They predicted that I was going to eat these on April Fool's Day, so they gave me some crummy ones. AJ, you asked, would you say mint Oreos are any better? Man, it's been a while since I've had mint Oreos. I don't recall mint Oreos being particularly bad. If that's something. Yeah, I would say that mint Oreos are probably better. I think they're more conducive to dunking in milk. And, you know, if you dunk the Oreos in milk... Honestly, I think that an Oreo by itself is not very good at all. But if you dunk it in milk, then it becomes really good. Yeah, that's a good question. I can't even remember the last time I've eaten mint Oreos. So, I'll bet that the texture of the mint Oreos are better. But if they have more, like, artificial mint flavor... I don't know. I couldn't say, man. Sorry. Now, one of my one of my kind of guilty pleasures on YouTube that I watch every now and then is from Bon Appetit. Where they have this YouTuber, or one of their hosts, Claire, often tries to make a gourmet version of like a really simple snack. And I saw today they had published a video with 2 guest hosts trying to make a gourmet version of Andy's Mints. So that's what these really remind me of, like a cupcake version of Andy's Mints. Kind of like not even super flavorful. I know I keep on repeating that, but that's like the only thing that comes to mind. Got me in the mood to try these mint cupcakes. And I gotta say, they certainly disappoint. And I mean, that super bright, like light green color is so unnatural. I don't know of anything in nature that's that color. This is going to end up being like the milk gallon challenge with a couple of cupcakes on the side. Well, there we go. Here's number 5. 5 cupcakes too, guys. Did I ever have the white fudge covered Oreos? Yeah, I think those are great. I really like white chocolate and white fudge. I thought the white chocolate covered Oreos were really good. I will say that my only gripe with them is that, you know, the dipping experience is kind of marginalized when you have them covered. But otherwise, I thought the flavor of those were delicious. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Does anybody out there like really like these? It's like, you know, is this something that a lot of people go out of their way to buy and to like try? I know this is a bit of a cop-out today because they say that these are limited edition, but I know for sure that I've tried these on the channel before, and I probably rated them pretty lowly then as well. I don't know, maybe flavors have changed, maybe if I do rate them differently, maybe I'm just feeling better or worse today, so... Oh, man. Doing this for you guys. I shouldn't say that. This is kind of funny. And it's not like this is exactly torture. I mean, even a mediocre cupcake is still pretty good. I do like the texture of the icing on top. I always thought the icing being having a little bit more bite than the rest of the cupcake does pretty good. They do a pretty good job with that. So you say, honestly, the only Hostess products I've had are Twinkies and their mini donuts. Those ones are probably the most famous and well-known. Now, somebody mentioned Drake's Cakes yesterday. So I did a little bit of research on that. And all of their products, like, if you're familiar with Hostess products, all of their products are going to look familiar. They look like repackaged versions of Ding Dongs and Ho Hos and spring rolls and everything. Or what are the rolls called? Not spring rolls. I can't remember what they're called. But anyway. And it turns out that Drake's Cakes used to be owned by Hostess. And they only spun off when Hostess declared bankruptcy a couple of years ago. So I think I might skip that one because they are basically all Hostess products. And they were a ton of the kind of like chocolate bread products, which, yeah, like I said, not a huge fan of these. Let me see, the Hostess products. I mean, Twinkies are probably well, I don't know. I do like Hostess Cupcakes a little bit more than I like the Hostess Twinkies. Mainly because the icing on top, like I said, I like that stuff. Otherwise, it is kind of like the yellow donuts are kind of a lot like Hostess Twinkies with a little bit of icing on top. I'm trying to think if there are any other like really great Hostess products out there. I don't know. Hostess did start making some like breakfasty products, kind of like bear claws and, you know, single packaged pastries and things like that. Those are pretty good. Those aren't too bad. I like those. Danishes, that's what they are. That's what they made. The Hostess Danishes get my stamp of approval. They're pretty good. Otherwise, if you haven't had too many Hostess products, you're not super missing out. I think they're nothing gourmet, but you know, they're a pretty good cheap snack if you want to have that. All right. I gotta get these last two done as quick as possible. Let's get it done. Wednesday hump day with some Hostess Cupcakes. Ah! For a moment there, I thought you were going to see me choke live. Kill myself. Oh my goodness. Do not try that at home, folks. Competitive eaters only. Oh man. Well, thanks for dropping in, AJ. You say you did love their strawberry mini donuts. Ooh. Oh yeah, they do have the strawberry mini donuts that are covered with chocolate, and that's like a Valentine's Day thing, isn't it? Yeah, I remember those are actually pretty good. Now, I've never been a huge fan of strawberry and chocolate together. Like, I think the strawberry donuts would be really good if they were just glazed. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty good. So, there you go. Oh, my goodness. Let's clean this stuff up. I made such a mess with those last two donuts. Now there's chocolate crumbs all over my lap and all on the ground below me. I need to vacuum these up before the ants come and decide to invade my home. Ah. Alright, guys. Thanks for popping in. Thanks, AJ, for coming for the Wednesday live stream for one more Hostess Limited Edition. I've got a couple more flavors. Let's see if I can stay consistent and have these two guys for Thursday and Friday. I think it'd be awesome if I was able to do 5 live streams in a row. Hang out with folks, chill, see what's real. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's feeling healthy and happy. And yeah, until tomorrow, until next time, I want everybody out there to stay hungry, stay happy, make sure you call your loved ones. Don't hug anyone, but let people know that you enjoy their company, even if it's in a virtual sense. And of course, I always enjoy everybody's company who pops in on these live streams. And now, one last sip of milk. And now I think I'm going to be signing off because, like usual, I am working from home. And my goodness, they are working me hard. I got to say, they're giving me a lot of work to take care of. So this mini vacation of working from home is not much of a vacation for me. So until next time, peace out. You guys take it easy. Have a good one.